Hey, Trump's tariffs got overruled, but they could come roaring back. Now, if you're a D2C brand, this is not just a news headline, but could impact the actual life cycle of your business because it affects everything below that line, like your top line margins, your gross profit. It's going to affect everything. How much you can acquire customers for, how much you can spend on shipping, how much overhead you can have in your business. Do you have to trim that back? And so knowing this, you need to fully understand the impact that an increase or decrease back to normal levels on tariffs will have on your business, on your products, and on your customers. So I have created a simple tariff calculator to give you that information that I'm going to go over now. So what is this calculator meant for? So it is meant for D2C brand owners to come in, plug in different tariff increase percentage, because we've seen this fluctuate to 125, 145, down to 30%, right? Down to 20%. So you can play with different scenarios within this calculator. So we're going to go over basic scenarios. So here in this green box, you want to put the tariff increase. What is that going to be? And then you can create different products in here, what the selling price is, your average discount rate. So you have your net price, you have your cost of goods, and then you have your current gross margin here. This is going to take into account the current tariff rate, what that tariff cost is associated with each of these SKUs, and then post tariff your gross margin. So you can see the difference between this and this. Normal gross margin, post tariff margin. And then as we get over here, we can see if you wanted to maintain the same level of gross margin here, what would your new selling price have to be? So you can see here, it's at 128.70 comparatively to this 57 mark here. So let's run through some scenarios. So worst case scenario, what we did see, did it actually get here? Nobody knows. Maybe 125. Let's keep it there. 125%. Okay. You're going to enter in your product selling prices, discount rate. You can do different SKUs. Maybe do your top 10 SKUs, your top 5 SKUs. Like just get an idea. We want to input our selling price, average discount rate. You can see if there's different discount rates. Maybe you want to do subscription versus one-time sales because you have a higher discount rate on one or the other. And then we've got our cost of goods here. This is going to give you your current gross margin. Like I said, this is going to take the 125% tariff that we have here, put it into each of these, and then actually just formulaically calculate the tariff cost, and that's going to give you a post-tariff gross margin. Now we're going to come over here and say, okay, if you want to maintain all of this gross margin, this is going to have to be your new selling price here, which shows the price increase. So literally at 125% to maintain that, you're going to have to increase your price 98%. So let's go middle of the ground. Let's say it's 50%. You can see the dramatic change. Like as we look at this, you can just see the price increase is still about 32%, 35%, kind of across the board. Your gross margins go from 73 to 60%. So why is this vitally important? Because if you want to keep the price the same and your gross margin goes from 70 to 60, now you've got shipping expenditures that, just say are another 10. So now you're at 50%. Then you've got merchant fees that are 3. So you're at 47%. G&A, how much does that take of your overall revenue? You deduct that out. Then you're like, you might only have 10% to spend on customer acquisition cost if you need to break even on the front end, right? So that's kind of how this becomes powerful, even though it's just really simple here on the front end. If you want to keep your margins the same, again, what would you need to increase? Well, it start at 85 and get up to 121 compared to 65 and 90 here. All right, let's go through another scenario. Say that's at 30% now. Okay. Your price increase at 14%. Different things that you could do with this is say, okay, maybe I'll increase my price 7%, go back to my manufacturer and see if I can get a discount here to make up that difference so that my margins stay the same, right? So you can use this as a negotiating tool as well. So now let's say that it gets to 10%. So we're looking here, current gross margin. Again, that hasn't changed. Tariff cost is going to be $1.50 at this 10% rate. New selling price would go from 57 to 62 because I'm using net price here. So you have a price increase of about $5.72 or about 8.8%. Again, you have a tariff cost of $150. Now we're just talking about maintaining the same margin here, right? That's how you use the calculator. And I would say like this does look very simple, but we want simplicity because we want you to be able to see the data quickly and to be able to pivot quickly and to be able to make decisions quickly. So If you are struggling to fully understand your costs, how tariffs are going to affect you, leave a comment below. I'll send you a link to this spreadsheet where you can play with it. You can manipulate it. You can run different scenarios, plug in your products, plug in your selling price, your discount rate, your net price, your COGS, right? Just plug that data in, and this is going to give you information that can potentially be really powerful and change how much you're willing to, or how much you're able to actually spend to acquire customers. If you don't know that right now, then you can back into that. And then if you have further questions, reach out. I'm more than happy to get on a call to walk you through this, to help look under the hood of your business, and to give you some valuable information that could completely change the trajectory of your business. Till next time, we'll talk soon.